Good day, everyone. This is Andre Gameplays, and welcome back to the channel. Now, for today, I have a P-51 D20 review, continuing the premium vehicle review. Um, this is the P-51 D20. It's an American Tier 4 premium plane this time, no longer a tank, as you can see on screen. Um, it comes through a bundle. It's a 30 euro. It costs 30 euros, and you get alongside with it some premium time, 15 days if I'm not mistaken, and a bunch of golden eagles. Um, Now, there we go. Okay, so how do you fly this plane? There is really it's one word that describes it all, and it's called side climbing. You have to side climb. The plane requires altitude and it just can't perform without. And so that's what we're doing. We're playing on what is this? It's basically a airplane version of a tank map. Uh, there we go, Battle of Tunisia. Yes, a decently big map. So we're side climbing. For the ones that are interested, if you use manual engine controls, I usually set my propeller pitch to 100% while climbing, and to 90% when cruising at high speed. You also want to have your supercharger in gear 2 at anything above 4000, so right around that margin you want to kick the second gear of the supercharger. Now, a quick discussion while we side climb here, and this is for majority of the time whilst you will be doing. This is a carry. It's an example of how the P-51 should be flown, and it implies patience. You have to be patient enough to know which target to engage first, and altitude always the advantage. Um, so yeah, our whole team is gonna die in about 10 minutes, and it's gonna be me and the Spitfire versus what, five enemy planes? So a carry essentially. I get long story short, I get 3 kills, and I know 3 kills isn't amazing. It's not an amazing feat of achievement, but the gameplay behind this, the methods, the strategy, and just the amount this plane requires patience, and not just that you have to side climb to about 6k. No, you have to wait. You have to know when to strike, when to disengage, and you're bound to rack up quite a bit of kills. Now, I have been absent for about a good month. This has been because I had my midterms, so yeah, exams are pretty turns out pretty important. But I should be back now, and if all goes well, I should have weekly uploads as a New Year's resolution. Now, I do have I feel that this is a pretty good opportunity to talk not about the plane itself because it is RB and we are going to be climbing for quite a while. So the future of the channel, I guess. After this, I wanted to post another because I have been determined to continue the premium reviews as the last one did quite well. And this is a plane that requires it's not easy to fly. And it's not for everyone. It's not like Spitfire where you can go to the deck, dogfight a bit, kill a bomber, kill a couple of bombers, and that's it. You're done, and it works. This is a plane for people who are patient, who know basics of energy fighting, and I know patience is really hard to come across these days. The whole team's dead. The Germans lost only 4 planes, and yeah, at altitude it's only me and a lonely Spitfire, plus an F6F and Firefly that's returning to base. This is looking pretty morbid, and you would be. And there we go. The F6 has just been shut down, and a Focke-Wulf 90 has been spotted at altitude. Now, keep a close eye on that Spitfire because he's gonna be a very, very vital, really player. And without him, I couldn't really. I might. This might have turned out really, really differently. And that's the problem with the P-51. It's not the plane itself, it's the teams that it fights with. Now, Spitfires, P-51s, P-47s, they're all great planes, and don't get me wrong, they're very, very powerful when they're being used by someone who knows how to use them. And that's the issue. You have to know how to fly your plane, and most Allied pilots to this day don't know how to fly their planes. They don't maintain altitude, they don't get enough, really, they don't know how to when to disengage. Their aim is all over the place most of the times, and they're turn fighting German planes and forcing head-ons with German planes, which have AMG 151s mounted all over the nose, which is not really ideal. Okay, so if you were expecting some action, no, no action for I believe at least another 5 to 7 minutes. And there you go. You see me talking to the Spitfire in chat. We need to wait. We can't just trash 6.5 kilometers of altitude to like two flying low flying German planes and then have us have a BF-109 just pop out of nowhere behind and above. So right now we can't afford to dive. We need to maintain altitude, so the Germans are very good climbers, and they will climb us. They will climb to get up here, and so we'll wait for them. Now the Spitfire is running low on fuel, and so he's gonna. I tell him to maintain altitude just above the airfield so that he's in no real danger, and he's gonna be landing. In the meanwhile, I have to make sure that the skies are clear. So just checking around, use the C key. The C key is vital. You have to use it because uh, air battles without situational awareness go as about as well as you can imagine. I'm trying to taunt the enemy into climbing up here because they're 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 chilling on deck and they're not really doing what I want them to do. And they won't be climbing up here. And it's a very simple reason for it. The Spitfire, whilst now he's landing and the Firefly I believe is taking back off, he's gonna land, he's gonna take off, and I just spot a dot, a German plane making a B run for our airfield. Actually, two German planes. So let's see. One of them activated the blind hunt. Luckily, it's not me, it's the Spitfire. And this is where I have to make a move. I alert my team of the situation. Um, Two German planes making their way to them. So turn the plane around and make our way over there. Hopefully, we can keep them alive. Also, the P-51. Many fly it as a turn fighter and just expect it to do well. I mean, I'm wearing a red tail skin for for God's sake. So you don't want to you don't want to turn fight in this thing. It's really not that maneuverable. But that said, at high speed and high enough altitude, this thing can turn. It can keep up with B-49s and such. So you can use it as You can turn, but it's only for short duration and like above 450, it's decently maneuverable. So if need be, you can turn fight a bit or energy fight rather. Um, Firefly's been taken out. Fortunately, he did take one of the Hitler bolts down with him. But there's one BF-109 and the Hitler bolt is actually returning to base, and I have to make a run for it. Like I have to dive on one of these planes, otherwise my teammate that's still repairing on the airfield is gonna be in great danger of actually not being able to get enough speed, get enough altitude because he's low on energy. So I dive on this P-47. He's low, he's unaware. I'm traveling 700 kilometers per hour. There you go. I have stealth loaded up and I get in as close as possible and open fire. There we go. Firebolt. Zoom back out. I can see the BF-109. He's maintaining his distance. And you think this is a pretty neat scenario to be in. You're above the enemy and he's turning in a lot. No, there's another one. There's a G55 that's making his way over here, and he's gonna be a real, not necessarily a real danger, but he's gonna put the pressure. I'm trying to get the Spitfire to slow the BF-109 down. I'm not actually aware of the G55 yet, so maybe I'm hoping that he can get into a turn fight with the BF-109. If he can kill him, that's okay. If not, I'll just try to slow him down, so make an easy target. And then there the G55. Now it is 2-1, but the two guys are above the Spitfire, and the G55 is making a run for it, and they ram each other. And that's ironically the best thing that happened in this game. That ram did cost pretty much the German team the match because that G55 would have had no issue killing me. There goes the BF-109. So that the fact that that Spitfire maintained altitude and um, tried his best to really draw attention away from me. The Spitfire was just he was a great pilot. There you go. He's apologizing. I don't know. I watched the replay and I'm not really sure. I believe the G55 started to lock up and he couldn't pull out. So he's apologizing. He doesn't need to. He bought me time and now I can engage the last remaining target because the blind hunt was activated, not an Avenger, so blind hunt can actually target players of your own team. So it's all in the timing. When that guy activated the blind hunt, I knew I needed to dive because if I could eliminate the given targets, not necessarily give me like the what 5k silver lions. I couldn't care less about it, but I can reduce the number of players so that the one to be spotted next on the blind hunt is gonna be the last player left. And he's flying into me, he's climbing, and I'm marginally above him. Now, we're not out of the danger just yet because he could very much force a head on, and me being the cocky player that I am, I'm gonna accept that head on. And he's slowly but surely making his way to altitude. He's now 500 meters below me. German planes do climb very well. I'm not actually certain that he's aware of my presence. Right now, the only means I do have visual contact. As you see, there's a dot above the sea, so I can spot him. And this is the lot. No, there we go. He spotted me. He's making a turn. Um, and we're gonna wait for him to waste a bit more energy, and we're gonna engage him. There he goes. He's back in the climb. There goes the Spitfire. He left the match. Um, and yeah, not much else for it. He is in a stall, and there goes his right wing, and parts of his elevator. Now, call that trash shame, but that plane is in no state to fight completely undamaged and still good on fuel, good on ammo. P-51 that's booming down on him. And this is the thing about the P-51. It has great resistance. Like the minimum load of fuel you get is 30 minutes. And that can get you to through most matches. It has a very good ammo count. It has 2080 rounds of 50 cals. I recommend you load them with stealth and try get as close as possible to the plane to ensure maximum damage. My convergence with this plane is 400 meters, and that means I can open up at effectively at 600 meters and still be within my convergence. That's the last plane. And I think this gameplay pretty much covered it. You want to be patient in the P-51. You have to be patient. They say patience is a virtue, and like, just can't agree more. If I was to be like the rest of my team and dive on any target that was really presenting itself to me, we would have been dead. So really nice match. Quite lengthy on the YouTube video. And the rewards, you can see they are there. This plane is an insane moneymaker. It has a talisman and it has the premium premium account that comes for it. Thanks for watching and I'll see you next time.